Hey guys, Garlic23 back with this week's episode of First Watch, number 25. That's right, I've been doing it for 25 weeks now. It's a bit of a milestone. I've had kind of big films, I've had small films, I've had American films, I've had British films, and I was kind of trying to think of what to do for something special for episode 25. I was thinking maybe kind of doing a trilogy or something, or I don't know, or kind of going, because I was thinking of maybe kind of doing a First Watch revisited and kind of watching one or two films that I didn't particularly like the first time round and kind of doing it again, but I don't know if I'll bother doing that. Just thinking of something special to do. I was thinking maybe watching Amazing Spider-Man, but there's nothing really I can do. Maybe watching two films, one at the cinema, one on Blu-ray, maybe two on Blu-ray and two at the cinema or whatever, but I couldn't really think of anything to do, so I've just gone with a film that is really long, which is like kind of the only kind of prerequisite for being on this episode 25, because it's a long film and I couldn't think of anything else to do. And it's a very, well, I've heard it's a very well made film. I mean, I think I remember seeing it on television and I kind of started watching it, but I didn't realise how long it was, and I just kind of didn't bother watching the rest of it. But I was going to watch Amazing Spider-Man, but I just got this feeling to watch this film instead, and it is starring Robert De Niro. So look, Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, Christopher Walken, directed by Michael Cimino. It is The Deer Hunter. Now, like I say, I'm aware of how long this is, over 3 hours, but I'm going to. Right, well, my plan is to definitely watch it, but if on the slight chance that I kind of trail off or something, I might pick something else, but I'm going to really try to stick to this one because, as I wanted to do something special for episode 25, so I thought I'd do kind of a long, kind of epic film, you know, like a long troll film, which I'm really looking forward to checking out though, because what I did see when it was on television a few years ago, I did really enjoy. So obviously the Russian roulette scene, one of the best known scene in the film, at least. Even if you haven't seen the film, you'll know what that scene is. But and also I'm going to have to watch it in the front room, because there's actually, you might be able to hear it now, there's actually a party going on next door, so I'm going to watch it in the front room instead on my TV, which isn't the best. Kind of, if I watch it on that TV and then on my TV, I can kind of tell the difference, because the TV in the front room is not very good. But very looking forward to checking this out. Like I say, it's over 3 hours, but I'm really going to try and kind of knuckle down and watch it. So let's do it. Yep, so we have the main menu for The Deer Hunter. Again, very much looking forward to seeing this. And as always, for the 25th time, I'll watch the film and give you my thoughts on it. And I'll see you in 3 hours. There are the end credits for The Deer Hunter, and it is now coming up to 12 AM. And I kind of got a bit sidetracked, but I did start watching this at about, when did I start watching it? About 8, I think. So a bit longer than I was expecting, but anyway, as always, I'll give you my thoughts in a minute, so yep, see you in a sec. So yeah, just got done with watching The Deer Hunter, and boy was that a film and a half, quite literally with the length of it. I mean, the film kind of starts off, first of all I have to say, if you do hear a bit of kind of music or noise, it's next door having a party, but anyway. I mean, the film starts off clandestine enough. Basically, there's these guys who work at a steel mill, who, one of them's getting married, and they all go to this wedding, it's all party and stuff, and then it cuts to them in Vietnam. They've just been, well, they've joined the army and they go to Vietnam. Basically, they get split up in the beginning, but kind of in the film they kind of come back together, and obviously the famous Russian roulette scene happens, and it's basically how the kind of the realities of war kind of affect people in different ways, and it's a really, really powerful film. Very well directed. I don't know if it's Cimino or Camino. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Brilliant acting. Robert De Niro was absolutely great as always. Christopher Walken. I mean, come on. He was really good, and he won the Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars. And the thing I'd say about it, the film kind of worked a little bit better. I mean, the first kind of hour or so, hour and 10 minutes, is kind of nothing that much happens, and I just felt that when the war scenes happened, it really kind of kicked up another gear, and it's also when the film worked best, in my opinion. I mean, everything after the kind of Vietnam scenes is really good, but I just feel that the war scenes kind of really elevated it above other films. And it's very hard to watch in some places, the scenes in Vietnam. It kind of reminded me a bit of a Full Metal Jacket, where the fact that when they're doing the training and then it cuts straight to when they're in actually Vietnam, which is kind of ironic, and basically it's kind of like the juxtaposition between the training and the war scenes, and that's what I think this film did quite a bit as well. Kind of all the partying stuff happens in the first hour and 10 minutes, and they get into Vietnam. That's another hour or so, and then maybe not an hour, maybe like 45 minutes or something, and then they kind of get back home, or at least Robert De Niro's character does. And it's just really, really very well made. Like I said, great directing, great acting. Also, I kind of looked up about the film on IMDb, and the fact that some of the scenes they kind of used, like something happened in one take, and then they used the take afterwards, because or they used shot from the would-be behind the scenes, but actually in the actual film, like when they throw I can't remember the character's name, when they throw the guy into that water pit with those rats, and he's shouting, "Michael, there's rats in here." That's actually the actor shouting to the director, because he made him basically dropped him into this cage full of rats, and the guy shouting Michael is full of rats is actually the actor shouting to the director. But they kept that in the film, which I thought is great. And to say that the film is 3 hours, it didn't drag whatsoever. There was no point in the film where I was like, is it going to end? Is it going to end? And that's a terrific feat, though. If you can get there's not that many 3 hour or even over 3 hour films that that grips you as much as this film did for me. For a 3 hour running time, and I didn't get bored ever, which is not an easy thing to do, to be quite honest. So all in all, a very, very well made film, lots of good performances, and I believe that was Meryl Streep's first major film acting job at least. So that's a good stepping stone, to be quite honest. So yeah, very good film. Like I said, just really, it's just grips you from the first scene, and just doesn't let go throughout the whole 3 hour running time. So all in all, a very, very good film. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it before. I just feel that it's one of those films that it's depending on the mood you're in when you watch it, you'll appreciate or enjoy it more. I mean, if I was because I'm kind of tired, so I was but I reckon if I'd watched this when I was really fresh and alert, I would feel probably maybe feel differently and enjoy it a lot more. It's just one of those films that I think that's when you watch it will affect how much you enjoy it. Not that you'd enjoy it you wouldn't enjoy it whenever you watch it, but sometimes you might enjoy it more. But anyway, I'm babbling on far too long now. So I'll give the film a good 8.5 out of 10. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I say, if you haven't seen it, definitely do check it out. But be aware that it is over 3 hours. So yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, that has been episode 25 of First Watch. So a bit of a milestone, so I thought I'd do something special for it. So I picked a long epic film. Now I'm not going to be doing anything really special until episode 50, because there isn't really a milestone between 25 and 50 that's kind of worth kind of doing anything special for. But I'm thinking I might actually do what kind of a first watch revisited, when I kind of watch a film that I didn't particularly enjoy the first time round, and then kind of tell you my thoughts on it kind of the second time seeing it. But anyway, wouldn't really call it first watch though, because it wouldn't be a first watch. Anyway, so like I said before, babbled on far too much. As always, there'll be another one next week with episode 26. I'm thinking it's probably going to be... No, it's not. I'm having a tooth out, so it won't be I was thinking about a theatrical release, but it's not going to be Blu-ray, if anything. So, again, until the next video, please rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.